Penn State at Virginia. This is Vegas Runner's best bet. Who do you like and why?
I like the over 44 in this game. I really think that line's based on nothing more than the perception of Penn State, based on their final score last week against Ohio and the Penn State we're used to seeing. But this is a new Penn State, and if you're looking at their offensive schemes, they're a pass-first offense now. They attempted 48 passes last week, and they really moved the football up and down the field. They just had 2 costly fumbles where they weren't able to recover the ball, and that totally killed their drive. On the flip side, the opponent, Virginia, they returned 7 offensive starters, 3 on the offensive line. They have a quarterback that's a stud. They scored 28 or more points in 3 of the final 5 games last year, and then started off this year with 545 yards of offense. You're looking at 2 offensive-minded teams, and it's low total because of the perception.
So I like the theory, which is there's a misperception from last week's game. Public's reacted to it. We're going to take advantage. Any thoughts, guys?
Well, Penn State, like you said, they've always been 3 yards in a cloud of dust under, Joe Paterno. They're changing the guard, but what I saw out of the game last week is once they had that 1 turnover that they should have had the interception and it ended up being Ohio touchdown, Ohio, the rest of the game, Penn State couldn't stop them. Ohio put up 479 yards, and that was always the bread and butter of a Penn State team, was
great
the defense.
linebackers.
To me, it was like they had that emotional first half with the crowd and everything, and it's once that first half was done, they came out the second half, and you had that 1 fluky score. You could almost hear the air going out of the stadium. I think it's going to be a long year for Penn State.
I got to ask you one question, because you say you like this game to be over. You've got a pass-first offense, which is true, but do you factor in that Matt McGloin is a bench-first quarterback? I mean, he
had 260 yards and 2 touchdowns against an Ohio defense that I think is pretty good. It's going to be better than Virginia. Yeah. Virginia's got only 4 starters back on defense. So I think he's going to have an easier time this week than he did against. And let's not forget, how much pressure did they have last week? I think the best thing for this team is to go on the road. I think they would have been
better off opening on the road than opening at home.
Of course.
Because we said it again, referring to the radio show again on Friday night, we were saying once they get, I want to see what they are when they get punched in the nose that first time.
Like you said, once they fumbled the ball, that was it.
But here's the thing also, I was giving you a hard time with McGloin because he stinks. But the bottom line is he did look better with a better coaching or past coaching philosophy around him that he has with Paterno and his assistants in the past. So it does make him a little bit better. And here's the thing, if he does revert to the McGloin of old and he throws a pick or 2, that pick might be in deep Penn State territory and add to Virginia's chances to be able to put the ball in the end zone in quicker fashion.
They had 2 running backs for Penn State that ran, 10 carries their whole career? Their stud running back went to USC. So, I mean, now they got some reps under their legs. I think this offense is going to be better than we.
I disagree, though, that last week was a net negative being at home.
Really?
I think that the analysis from everyone I trusted in watching the game, and you intimated to it, Marco, was after the energy, after they had 108,000 was the projection. I'm not sure what they got.
98. Yeah.
And there was a situation where it was like, we're going to show the country that we're not really down.
But can I throw something in that? And this is from working with guys who played at an NFL all-pro level, talking about Snow, Ditka. I've done shows with these guys. What they say about that is that's great for sports talk fodder when it comes to teams being ultra motivated to prove a point.
But it's not sports talk fodder to say, oh, there was too much pressure on them?
No,
but they had 5 guys. They had 10 returning starters. So this isn't like
let me finish that point, though.
A group that's been there for years and says, you know what, we're going to go in there and show the world.
Let me finish the point.
They're going to show Penn State's still there.
When a team has that motivation that they had last week to show that we're still Penn State and they're thinking about their fans, their focus, part of the preparation, coming out of that tunnel, running out on the field and their fans going crazy and celebrating with the fans, that's taking away part of their focus from the job at hand, which is beating the opponent. And if you're on the road, you're focused on your opponent and nothing else, and that's it. And I think it makes a difference. Now, I'm not saying that what I'm saying is gospel, but I'm saying it makes a difference
Especially
to me.
if they're not from a veteran team.
Sure.
Playing at home and having that game be on ESPN and all the cameras leading up. It was the first game without Joe Paterno.
A lot of distractions.
It is better. It's less pressure on them is what I take from going on the road. There's more pressure being under the scrutiny of the spotlight at Happy Valley rather than go, now this is just a regular game. they can just get back to playing football and try to put the past behind them.
Yeah, I disagree with that, but in a way it doesn't so much apply so much to, I guess it's how we take what happened in that game. Any final points?
Just what I said, that I think we're looking at two very weak defenses. Penn State has only 4 returning starters.
So what I'm hearing you say is that we got a combination of the fact that the first game was somewhat deceiving because of some of the turnovers you were talking about. And number 2, there's a sense that this is the same Penn State team, but it's a different scheme.
Correct.
Both are tending towards the over.
Yeah, and we got both teams that are offensive-minded and very weak defenses. No secondary back for pretty much either team.
All right, here comes the time we're always waiting for.
Penn State at Virginia, over 44 is my best bet. Look for points to be scored. Both these offenses could move the ball up and down the field. Don't let last week's game with Penn State, Ohio fool you. They will be able to put up some points this year, and we already know Virginia can.
All right, guys, good stuff. We're going to be back on Thursday with even more videos. And remember, you can get all of our videos, and we're going to have them pretty much every day at pregame.tv.